Welcome to Unlocked with Key and BB. It is Tuesday, November 5th, also known as Election Day, also known as Trade Deadline Tuesday. And there's a lot of things to celebrate today on Unlocked with Key and BB. Today, listen, we're going to go over the Kansas City Chiefs game from yesterday and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They square off on Monday Night Football, and it was a good game. Everybody kind of thought the Kansas City Chiefs were going to roll over Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but Baker Mayfield had something to say about it. And it went into overtime, and we're going to get into that. We're going to give our top 5 players in the entire NFL, not just one position, not just one side of the ball, top 5 players in the league, and it's going to get spicy. That was not an easy list to make. I assume it was pretty similar for you, BB, but today is a great day. Today's another beautiful Tuesday. We appreciate you clicking on the video to come hang out with us for a little bit. BB, how are we feeling on Make a Trade Tuesday in the NFL?
Make a Trade Tuesday, huh? That's new. But we're feeling good. Week 2, day 2. Got a good episode planned. Like he said, top 5 players in the league. That's not an easy list to put together. You got to think. I mean, there's too many positions, and you got to take into account how important each position is maybe for the team. So it's interesting. We'll get into it.
100%. We also have Maxi's first trivia session. He wants to test our ball knowledge. He was really adamant about having this segment today. And you know what? Let's see what he can do. And BB, I decided I wanted to trail you on the headgear. This is my very first time rocking this bandana on live. I've been seeing the different teams that you're rocking. Hopefully one day I'll get a big 30 or a right across the middle, just to, you know what I mean? Just to celebrate that, or maybe a dub for Caden Robinson. That would be, friends of the show, friends of the program. And you know what? We're starting here with this bandana, and we're going to grow, and we're going to do everything day to day the same way that we do the show, man. I'm excited to get right on into the content today. Jonathan Mingo was traded, and Jonathan Mingo was sent to the Dallas Cowboys, that in a 7th-round pick for a 4th-round pick from the Dallas Cowboys, and Panthers Twitter absolutely loved it. I mean, everybody is feeling like Dan Morgan fleeced Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, and you know what? I'm not saying they're wrong. But Jonathan Mingo does have life. He still is on his rookie deal. The Cowboys, like we said yesterday, are a dumpster fire. They need some help wherever they can get it. BB, how do you feel about our man Jonathan Mingo getting traded to the Dallas Cowboys?
Like you said, I still think he's got a lot of promise. It's only his 2nd year in the league. Was a 2nd-round pick just a year ago. Somebody that we were excited about. Somebody that Steve Smith was very adamant about us drafting. So I still think he's got all the tools to be a good receiver in the NFL. Hopefully he benefits from a fresh start in Dallas. But in terms of right now for the Panthers, trading a guy that his last catch was on October 13th, and that catch was for 1 yard. He had one catch for 1 yard in that game. And now, 4 or 5 weeks later, we're trading him for a 4th-round pick. I think that's a pretty good get back. In terms of Panthers Twitter, we usually hop on there and we see how the Panthers got fleeced. For the first time I've seen in a long time, it was the opposite way around, saying we fleeced Jerry Jones. So felt pretty good about it. Obviously, with our young receivers, X and Coker coming up the ranks, Mingo was kind of falling down the depth chart. I think he was like below 30% snaps in the last couple of games. So to get something for him, I think is a plus.
Yeah, it absolutely is a plus. A 4th-rounder, too. I was not expecting that, especially considering what we traded Deontay Johnson for.
Yeah.
So we'll take the wins wherever we can get them. And I feel like for the Carolina Panthers, that means, one of very few things. And one, we kept Bryce Young. A lot of people thought Bryce Young at this trade deadline was going to get sent somewhere else. We keep Bryce Young. We're hanging out with Bryce Young. That means that he is going to be our guy moving forward, because if you aren't going to trade him now, you're not going to wait and trade him. I don't believe, unless you trade him on draft night or something like that. But it's looking like Bryce Young's going to be our guy. That also means that Jalen Coker is a big guy in the locker room that this team genuinely believes in. The fan base believes in him as well. Xavier Legette, we said it yesterday. seeming to be a bona fide wide receiver one. I was watching the QB school today, and he makes some big time blocks too. He's not just a big time, catcher of the football. That means that he's making plays left and right. He's getting guys like Jalen Coker open, Jatavion saying we believe in the guys that we have in the building, and Jonathan Mingo no longer is one of those guys. And I think for the Cowboys, that means that they're searching for something bad right now.
They're desperate.
I mean, yeah, I didn't want to use that word, but they are definitely desperate, to say the absolute least about the situation, because who's going to be playing quarterback? There's some people saying Trey Lance might get his chance. There's some people saying that it's going to be Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush, I believe, is 5-1 as the starter in Dallas, but wow. Trey Lance was number 3 overall pick a couple years ago, if I do say so myself. And I think, there's going to be somewhat of a QB battle, not your typical QB battle, just the QB battle of who's going to start for the next couple of weeks in Dallas. Best of luck to Jonathan Mingo out in Dallas. Best of luck to the Dallas Cowboys. And Charlotte, we're feeling pretty good right now. We're feeling pretty good. We're hoping to rattle off a couple wins moving forward. But hey, I'm here for the trade. I'm here for the compensation.
With that trade today, we got 9 picks as of right now in the upcoming draft. That's huge. And I think getting rid of Mingo, it's kind of showing that Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, they kind of want to get their own guys, like kind of doing away with all these people from the last regime. And a lot of people got cut leading into the season that were on part of the last regime. So I think they want their guys in Charlotte.
You made a great point there, because they're making big moves in terms of letting guys go, bringing new guys in. Like, we got rid of Terrace Marshall in the offseason. We got rid of Bradley Bozeman, who was he was kind of our staple center under that Scott Fitterer system. We got rid of him, and now we're rolling with Austin Corbett. We're running with it's been a couple of guys playing that center position with injuries and stuff, but it just seems as though Dave Canales 100% does want his own squad. And it also kind of tells me that maybe Dan Morgan didn't have as much say in some of these picks as people have been making it out to be, because he's sending them off left and right. Hey man, best of luck to you, but I have no quarrel with you, but I also am not married to you, and you're going to have to step, because the guys that I'm bringing in dogs.
That's what he says.
Certified dogs. Exactly. And you, sir, are a puppy, and that's okay. And that's okay, but you don't have to do that somewhere else. So it's good to see these things out of the Carolina Panthers. And like you said, for once, we are not the ones getting fleeced. And who knows, maybe Jonathan Mingo will be great in Dallas, but the story is the story, and Mingo was never going to really get his chance in Carolina. So I hope he does go be great somewhere else, because it was not going to happen here in Charlotte.
Yeah, but obviously wish the guy well, but yeah, like you said, it just wasn't a perfect fit in Charlotte for us.
Yeah, 100%. Another guy that is here in Charlotte right now, but is going to be joining us for the rest of this episode. Like I said, we've got Maxie's. I don't know if he's going to have any Mortal Locks. He is 3-0 on Mortal Locks, though. But for the very first time, we are going to get a taste of what Max has in terms of trivia. Ladies and gentlemen, Maxie Stats. What's up, Maxie?
Hey, guys. What's up? What's going on?
Not too much. It's trade deadline Tuesday. It is also election day. We are celebrating a couple things here on Unlocked today. We are just talking about Jonathan Mingo getting moved to the Dallas Cowboys. There have been multiple trades that have taken place in the NFL today. Some of those including Marshon Lattimore to your favorite team. Can I call him your favorite team yet?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and call my favorite team.
All right. Max's favorite team in the NFL is the Washington Commanders. Go ahead and book it today. It is November 5th, Tuesday, 2024. Max's favorite team in the NFL cannot change. It is the Washington Commanders, and Marshon Lattimore moves to the Washington Commanders to join Frankie Louvu, to join some other dogs. They are now, I believe, 7-2. With this brand new regime. They're bringing in guys. They are buyers at the trade deadline. They are not sellers. They are what you might call, Max, suiting up for a Super Bowl. Is that what you believe in Jaden Daniels' first season with the Washington Commanders?
I mean, I feel like this was definitely a move that, is going to help their chances. I mean, Forbes and St. Juste, I mean, those two corners are just straight up not very good. I think they have a bottom 5 pass defense in the entire NFL. Marshawn Lattimore, he's been battling injury, but I mean, he's proven to be one of the best corners in the entire NFL. So yeah, I absolutely like this move.
Okay.
But I mean, Super Bowl, I mean, that's definitely that might be reaching just a little bit. But
Well, they
you
have
never
the
know.
best quarterback in the league, right? I mean,
No. Top
okay.
three. Top three. Top three.
Okay. I mean, will somebody say bandwagon
Yeah,
says
see,
Come on. No,
I was
come
gonna wait till my part to get into that. I was having to bite my lip over here. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on for this guy. We got the Patriots, the
no.
Commanders, Duke Blue Devils, Los Angeles Lakers, Atlanta Braves, New York Yankees. It is getting absurd.
Dude, come on. No, me and Key.
Oh my goodness.
He can confirm. I said many weeks ago that the Commanders were going to be my favorite team. They were my favorite team because they have the most entertaining player in football to watch right now. Maybe behind Lamar Jackson, but I also did say that I might wait until Cam Ward gets drafted to a team. Key, you can also attest to that. But yeah, I mean, Cam Ward and Jaden Daniels, two QB prospects that I absolutely love.
So a lifelong Pats fan, they finally draft an exciting QB and you just drop him?
No,
I mean,
I'm not like I don't.
is it
I'm not
because he
like
went
a
to
big-
UNC?
No, it's not because he went to UNC. I'm just not a big like solo team. Like I'd rather sit down and watch Red Zone than watch like one game. You know what I mean?
We got to get the
I
quad
mean-
box, like 1, 2, 3 games, something else bottom right. You never know. But it's just what you got to do with the jailbroken Fire Stick.
Yeah, Joe Rogan Fire Stick's definitely nice.
You know what's in the bottom right corner with the jailbroken Fire Stick.
Ridiculous. That's
Come
ridiculous.
on, man. Come on.
I mean, all right, Max. So I will give you one more chance. Do you want to wait for Cam Ward to get drafted, or are you declaring the Commanders as your favorite team in the NFL?
No, I mean, no, the Commanders are not my favorite team. I do really like watching them a lot. I mean, I've had Terry McLaurin on my fantasy team, I think almost every year, but this year, I really like him. I mean, obviously I love Jaden Daniels, but I'm going to hold off until I see where Cam Ward lands because
what's your obsession with Cam Ward?
That guy's just got max aura, man. Like he's just
he's aura boosted to the max.
He is. He definitely is.
Okay. Miami Hurricanes fan. That's 8 teams. All right.
Not a Miami Hurricanes.
Only because they're number 4. All right, Max. So we will listen on this day at least next year to continue your streak with unlocks. You have to have a squad like that we can all and honestly it is the Commanders because we have bantered back and forth whenever the Commanders win, whenever Jaden Daniels plays well, I'm getting banter as if that's your favorite team. So I feel like it's okay to say that they are your favorite team, but you cannot switch that up next year if they go under 500. That's the only rule.
Okay. I mean, we're about to see how legit they are next week, taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Game of the week already.
Ooh. What time's that at?
I'm not sure.
Do you have an early pick for that game, or do you have
I haven't even seen the spread or anything. I'm assuming probably the Steelers will be favored. I don't even know where it's at, but
I mean that definitely plays a role. Mr. Robertson, it definitely plays a role. Okay, but speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers made a couple of moves today as well. Highlight move of the day is getting Mike Williams, another deep ball threat for Russell Wilson. And it seems like Arthur Smith just kind of wants to heave the ball deep every play with George Pickens on one side, Mike Williams on the other side, Russell Wilson throwing that ball. It's like, all right, that's going to be our game. We're going to run the rock with Najee. We're going to maybe throw a couple screens out to Calvin Austin. And then other than that, every pass is going at least 40 yards. So the Mike Williams moving on to the Steelers. BB, do you have any initial takes on Mike Williams of the Steelers? Did that help boost their team towards the Super Bowl, or is it just kind of a pickup?
I don't know how much that helps. But it's a weird pickup to me. I feel like George Pickens is already their deep ball guy. So I feel like maybe like a possession type receiver, route running, short, intermediate routes would have been a better fit than Mike Williams, who's been known as just a go ball, throw it up, let him jump up and catch it. But I mean, they did get another weapon. I mean, it's not Mike Williams is a good receiver, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We know Russ loves the deep ball. He throws one of the prettiest deep balls in the league. It's all right over the shoulder every time. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but weird fit for me.
Yeah, I know that they were calling. Apparently, I don't know for sure, but reports were saying that they were making some phone calls here in Charlotte, trying to grab Adam Thielen on the back end of his career. He's still got some juice. He's still that intermediate wide receiver that could get open for Russ. But it seems like the Panthers like what we've got rolling on right now, and they go for Mike Williams. And maybe George Pickens' role changes a little bit, but George Pickens is just so good at ball tracking that you have to continue to throw the ball to him deep. I think it could be a good fit, because George Pickens, yes, he's best with those deep balls, but he's got the athletic ability. He's got, decent enough route running to maybe get open on some crosser routes or on some, some short to intermediate stuff as well. So maybe his role will change a little bit. Max, do you have any notes on the Mike Williams sign or Mike Williams trade to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, just giving Russ more options. I definitely agree with BB. It's kind of a weird signing. I mean, Mike Williams has been one of the best deep ball pass catchers since he's been in the league. But I think maybe this will help George Pickens. Maybe draw some attention off of him on those deep routes. I think their other deep ball guy they had was Scotty Miller. I mean, I think he's 5'7". So I actually do like Mike Williams.
I thought he was in the league still.
I thought he was gonna have a bigger role with the Jets. Obviously, him and Rodgers could not form that connection. But maybe him and Russ can do something. So I like it.
Yeah. Okay. There's a chance for Mike Williams in Pittsburgh, but coming back to the NFC, Za'Darius Smith is traded for, and he's acquired by the Detroit Lions, who lost their star pass rusher Aiden Hutchinson earlier in the season. And we showed a clip last week that their head coach is, he was getting excited. He was getting real excited. He was jumping around. He wanted an edge rusher clearly to replace Aiden Hutchinson for this year and maybe be a tandem next year. They get Za'Darius Smith from the Cleveland Browns and they also got a 7th rounder, and they traded away a 5th and a 6th. And the Lions are already steamrolling people. The Lions already seem to have potentially the best team in the league. We haven't made that list just yet, but the Lions could be the best team in the league. And they're going out and they're buying and they're going to get more players as they suit up for their Super Bowl run. People were talking about how this team, specifically Jared Goff, was going to struggle last week in Green Bay with inclement weather, but that didn't matter. That didn't matter at all. They went ahead and they won that game as well. And they're only add more pieces to this team. And I believe that at the end of this season, they could be facing a team in the AFC, maybe the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, or maybe they won't even get past the Commanders if you let Max tell it. But at the end of the day, they are going for a Super Bowl, and Za'Darius Smith could be a big piece to why they get there. Does anybody have any big takes on the Za'Darius Smith signing and not a Myles Garrett signing from Cleveland Browns?
You got it.
I was going to say, we knew they were going to make a move for a pass rusher by Dan Campbell's reaction to that question a couple weeks ago, especially with the gruesome injury Aiden Hutchinson had. We knew they were going to go for one. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they only give up late. You said they gave up late round picks only, right? 5th and a 6th for Zadarius Smith. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. Browns obviously 2-7 at this point. I'd say the season's canned, even though I had them going on a run, but to get blown out by the Chargers, don't really see anything happening. But yeah, obviously they're very familiar. Zadarius Smith, longtime Green Bay Packer. Now he's going to the Lions, division rival. I think he could be a good pickup for him. I like it.
Yeah, he definitely could be. I feel like the Browns went from a top 5 AFC team to a season getting canned pretty damn quick, didn't they?
I was all in on the Jameis train, and it came to a halting stop this past week.
Yeah, I feel like they could have potentially maybe sold a little bit more before the deadline. I mean, I know people were calling about Greg Newsome. People were also calling about Denzel Ward, I believe. And they decided to keep the defense what the defense is. They could have probably gotten a first, multiple firsts for Myles Garrett if they were really in rebuild form, because, I mean, they cannot keep doing what they're doing right now and expect different results. Some people would call that insanity. And, you know, I don't want them to be insane up in Cleveland. They've been in purgatory for a long time up there in Cleveland. And yeah, they made the playoffs last year, but you can ask any Cleveland Browns fan. There's no way they expected to win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, who was, I believe, 38 years old last year. There's just no way. There's just no way. So they need draft capital. I feel like they could have sold a couple more pieces, but that's neither here nor there. The Kansas City Chiefs, who just acquired DeAndre Hopkins, beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in overtime last night. And, you know, D-Hop, he did everything that the Kansas City Chiefs thought he could do when they traded for him last week. And DeAndre Hopkins with 2 touchdowns, including a big one in the 4th quarter. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs, some people are wondering if this team could go 17-0. Now, they do have to come to Charlotte. They do have to come to Charlotte. So there's not, you know, they probably won't go undefeated. But the team is rolling right now. And they are just a team that is absolutely nasty. But the truth is, people thought that game was going to be a lot uglier than it was. Baker Mayfield and the boys kind of came and they made some plays. And you saw Baker Mayfield when the coin gets flipped in overtime. Oh, shit. We lost this one because you're not getting the ball back from Patrick Mahomes. And that was the end of that one. Max, how did you feel about, I know you wanted to come on and talk about Cade Otton and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a little bit yesterday. We just couldn't get the time. How did you feel about that game from a viewer standpoint?
I mean, this was really the first game that Mahomes has really looked like his old self. I mean, definitely getting DeAndre Hopkins is, I mean, it's looking like he's going to be a huge part of their offense. Kelsey's returned back to his normal form. I'm not quite sure what that slow start to the season was, but I mean, yeah, the Chiefs are rolling. I know they have a couple conference games coming up, which I think they play in a pretty weak conference. So I think they'll probably win all those. I know they have to go to the Bills. So I think that'll be a tough game. I know they play the Steelers on Christmas Day. That'll also be another tough game. So, I mean, they've got some tough games coming up. I mean, 17-0, I think that's a bit of a reach. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to finish the number one overall seed. But yeah.
Okay. How did you feel? Are you ready to maybe crown Patrick Mahomes back into the top 5 after this game, or do you need to see a little bit more?
No, I'm not ready. If he does it next week, I won't be ready.
He's 3-0. He's got 3 rings and his team's 8-0.
Yeah,
what else? Like what?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a good player. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, it was against the Buccaneers. Like that, Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards against them.
That's
I mean,
fair.
let's be real.
That's
like
fair.
the Bucs have a horrible defense. I'm not gonna overreact to this one game and say, "Oh, Mahomes is back to being the greatest quarterback ever. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna go ahead and say that. I need to see it probably for the rest of the year.
So at one point you were agreeing that he was the greatest quarterback ever. Now he's just poop.
No. I mean, behind Brady. I mean, he's good, but I'm saying this year he's not. He hasn't. I don't care. I don't give a shit if his team's 8-0. I really don't.
Wow.
I really don't.
All right. Well, I guess he'll have to do it for the rest of the season, and he'll have to go undefeated, and he'll have to win another Super Bowl just to potentially crack the top 5, maybe.
Four rings before you get in the top 5.
That's how you might get in.
Don't let Jaden Daniels win the Super Bowl.
I know it. Yeah.
He rises to number 1.
If Jaden Daniels wins the Super Bowl, sure.
Yep.
I mean, all right. I mean, we'll have to see how that one plays out. But Baker Mayfield had a pretty solid game yesterday as well. I feel like he's current, I believe, QB2 still in fantasy. I don't think he moved up to QB1 yet. He's been dealing without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin. He lost. He's losing a lot of pieces all over the team. He's got a rising Bucky Irvin now, but Cade Otton is starting to take a big role in this offense. He just keeps proving people wrong. People thought Baker's career was over, but here is Baker in Tampa Bay. He made it to the playoffs last year, won a playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and now, they lost yesterday, but he has no weapons, and he, scored with Patrick Mahomes in that offense against probably the best defense in the league, left and right. I mean, BB, how do you feel about Baker Mayfield? I feel like it's time to buy.
Yeah, it is. It's sad to see that as a Panthers fan because obviously we had him and we couldn't do anything with him his first year with us. We shipped him out to LA for the Rams. Seeing what he's been able to do with Mike Evans and with Chris Godwin and without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, it's been very impressive. Like you said, beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a playoff game last year. So proving that he can do it. Pretty sure he has a playoff win against the Steelers when he was with the Browns as well. So obviously this is a guy that can win big games. He's shown it this year. They didn't win last night, but he's shown he can keep his team in big games. And I like Baker Mayfield. I'm a fan of Baker.
Yeah. I completely agree. It's tough to win a game in Arrowhead against Andy Reid, against that defense, and against potentially, on some people's list, a top 5 player in the NFL. And, while we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, while we're talking about the top 5 players in the NFL, I want to start with who are the top 5 players in the NFL. We're not talking about top 5 quarterbacks, top 5 offensive players. There are some great players on the defensive side of the ball. And you know what, BB, I want to hear your top 5 players in the entire NFL as it stands today.
Let's go. Number 1 player in the National Football League is Patrick Mahomes. He has 3 Super Bowl rings. His team is 8-0. He finds a way to win every week, makes magic behind the offensive line. He's very entertaining to watch. Number 2 player in the National Football League, Lamar Jackson. This is a quarterback-heavy list as of now, but things may shake here soon. Number 3 player in the NFL, TJ Watt. This guy makes a play. If your team needs a play in the fourth quarter, you need a strip sack, you need the ball back, you just need the quarterback sacked in general. Give me TJ Watt. If he's not double teamed, he gets to the quarterback pretty easily, it seems. So he's pretty elite. Number 4 player in the league, Myles Garrett, another pass rusher. This is the same story. If you leave this guy in single, or if you don't double team this guy, he's getting to your quarterback, he's getting the football. I feel like it's Myles Garrett and TJ. Ever since Aaron Donald's been gone, I feel like it's been TJ Watt or Myles Garrett in the race for Defensive Player of the Year. It's one of those guys every year, it seems like. Those guys just produce big numbers in the sack category. Number 5 player in the league. And then we got an honorable mention. Number 5 player in the league, best receiver in the league, clear cut for me, Justin Jefferson. He simply seems unguardable. I was thinking about Tyreek Hill as the best receiver in the league, but no, not anymore. It's past his time. Tyreek Hill's still very good, but it's past his time We got a new young gun. It's Mr. Jay Jettas. And my honorable mention, this is like one of those positions I was talking about pre-show. Like we don't really know where to rank these guys. Is Trent Williams. This guy is as dominant as it gets in the league. He bullies defensive linemen, and he's key to the 49ers' success.
Yeah, that's a solid list. Myles Garrett rising into that list, which he has been a defensive player of the year multiple times over TJ Watt. Some would argue and say Myles Garrett hasn't earned that, but yeah, Myles Garrett is an absolute dog. And I mean, this is not an easy list. A top 5 guys. I mean, there are some certified beasts in this league and people that can change a game with one play. TJ Watt being one of those guys. If you need a play, like you said, TJ Watt is the guy. Max, I wonder if you have a guy like TJ Watt on your list. And we just want to hear who is Maxie's top 5 players in the NFL as it stands today.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Let's go 5 to no. Let's go 1 to 5. Yeah, let's go 1 to 5.
No. I'm going bottom up. You got to build the suspense. But I am going to start out with 2 honorable mentions. I got Saquon, probably one of the most exciting players in the league, maybe the most athletic freak that we've ever seen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no.
You cut out for a second there.
Second honorable mention is Fred Warner. He's a dynamic linebacker. Just the staple of what linebackers in the NFL need to be today. I mean, he can kind of do it all, just a true field general. And with number 5, I'm gonna. My list is pretty similar to BB's.
Hang on, let me pause you, Max. If you say Jaden Daniels in this list, you might get booted off of this. But go ahead with number 5.
Just remove. Remove.
So number 5, I've got Trent Williams. Didn't give up a single sack last year. Left tackle might be, other than quarterback, the most important position in football. Protecting the QB's blind side. I feel like left tackles are just the staple of the offensive line. Trent Williams has been the best, for forever. So that's why I've got him in there. Number 4, I'm staying with the 49ers. I know this guy hasn't even played a single down this year. I've got Christian McCaffrey. That guy can literally do it all. He's in his last 4 seasons that he's been healthy, he's averaged over 2,000 rushing and receiving yards. So he's a threat on the ground, in the air. Averaging 91 receptions a year, which is more than a top 5 receiver in Jamar Chase, who's only averaging 89. I think when you have a guy like that can just do it pretty much all over the place, I also think he's going to bring the Niners season back. Number 3, I have got the best receiver in the league, Justin Jefferson. There's one of the stats that I think is the best in the NFL is 1,000-yard seasons, and how long can you do it? I know Mike Evans is a guy that's done it for 10 straight years. Probably won't get it this year, just because injuries. But I think Justin Jefferson is well on his way, if he stays healthy, to break that record. Last year he missed 7 games and still somehow got 1,000 yards. So, and he's just one of those guys that's QB proof. He's played with Kirk, he's played with Dobbs, he's doing it with Sam Darnold this year. So he's just one of those guys that you can put Bryce Young back there in the center. He's going to have 1,000 yards.
That's true.
He'd have 2,000.
He might have 2K, yeah.
Number 2, I've got a quarterback, not Patrick Mahomes. This guy's a 2-time MVP, about to be 3-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. This is just based on, you just talk about taking a player out of a team and look at their success. Ravens are 4-10 without Lamar Jackson. He's just all around, just a beast on the ground, in the air, just making crazy plays. So that's why I've got him as number 2. And number 1 player in the league for me is a defensive end from the Pittsburgh Steelers, TJ Watt. Led the league in sacks last year. Somehow I feel like he's underrated. I don't really know how that makes sense, but he's underrated. I like BB said, I mean, he gets doubled every play. If he's not doubled, he's gonna get home, and you can count on it.
Yep.
If it's late in the game, he's getting a strip sack every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. So that's why I've got him number 1.
I like that list.
Yeah, that's a good list. I like mixing in Trent Williams. People
forget, man.
Yeah, people do not think about a left tackle or right tackle and how important that really is. And I think here in Carolina, we know how important that is. I bet the Houston Texans are really feeling how important having a tackle is. I know some other teams in the league that are just struggling to protect their quarterback. Brock Purdy, the amount of time that he can just sit back there is a little ridiculous, and that's an testament to the entire offensive line. But a guy like Trent Williams is you're not touching my boy back there.
And he's not. And Max mentioned the stat the guy doesn't give up sacks. But he's also a mauler in the run game. He can straight up boogie. He can move.
Yeah.
He will run down your favorite linebacker and put him in the dirt. He's literally a do-it-all left tackle. And if that guy's on your offensive line, you have a good offensive line.
Yeah. Already have a good O-line. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
you can literally run behind him every play, and you will average 5 to 10 yards a carry.
Key, let's hear yours.
Yeah, let's spin it back. Let's hear Mr. Keyvon's top 5 players.
Yeah. Trent Williams is he's an honorable mention on my list, but like we've all just been saying, the amount of time that this guy has, Brock Purdy, in the pocket is a lot of it has to do with Trent Williams. He's an honorable mention pick for me. Another honorable mention stays for the 49ers, and it's specifically because we haven't seen him play this year. Christian McCaffrey is really it would take one game out of him. If he comes next week and blows up, he's automatically into my top 5. But for now, he sits as an honorable mention. Number 5 player in the entire league is Patrick Mahomes. Some might call him, the frog or whatever because of his voice, but he absolutely deals left and right every single time. If you have the ball in the fourth quarter, you almost do not want to score too early because Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come down the field and score right back in your mouth. Baker Mayfield yesterday, he knew when Patrick Mahomes got the football first, this game is freaking over. And it's like that every single time Patrick Mahomes gets, he's a dog, bro. And the only reason he's not higher on this list is because he has struggled a little bit this season. He hasn't had the weapons. You give him DeAndre Hopkins, he throws for 3 touchdowns yesterday, and he eats. Patrick Mahomes is number 5. Number 4 is a wide receiver, and that is Jay Jettas. And he is certified, and it's every single game, bro. He finds a way to get – it doesn't matter if you double him. You can triple him. You cannot have Jordan Addison. You can take out T.J. Hawkinson. You can have whoever throwing him the football. It does not matter. He is going to get 8 receptions and 100 yards every time. And Jay Jettas, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. You can throw Jalen Ramsey. You can throw Patrick Surtain. He's going to make your number 1 corner look like a goofball. Jay Jettas is number 4. Number 3, if you don't double this man, it is over. TJ Watt. He is a menace. And every time he gets that fourth quarter sack or makes that big play, his helmet somehow comes off every time.
He doesn't buckle his chin strap. He doesn't.
He does not. He only takes it out. He only unbuckles it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
but every single time the helmet comes off, I'm not a Steelers fan. I get chills every single time. And he does it in the biggest moments against the best players in the biggest games. And what does that make him? A big-time player, number 3. Number 2, multiple MVP winner, a guy who I believe is going to win the MVP again this year, take his team to the Super Bowl, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is scary. Like, people thought for some reason Lamar Jackson couldn't throw. People thought Lamar Jackson wasn't going to be able to complete passes in the league. That is not true. He is a triple threat quarterback in the sense where he will run all over you, he will pass, and he will outthink your defensive coordinator every single game. And Lamar Jackson is like, he's scary. There's some guys that are good, but you're not scared of them when they step on the field. When Lamar Jackson steps out on the field in all black, it's a funeral, baby, because he is going to embarrass your defense every single time. Lamar Jackson is number 2, and number 1. Ooh, baby, this man is a bad, bad boy. Saquon Barkley is the best player in the entire NFL. You know, like, this guy makes electric plays every week. He's making catches that wide receivers cannot make in the end zone. He is making your favorite defensive player miss, and then he is literally dropping his nutsack on your other favorite defensive player as he jumps over them backwards. The guy is crazy. And I'm so happy that he is in Philadelphia. I'm not kidding. Saquon Barkley is the most athletic player potentially in NFL history. The quads on that guy are monstrous. The way that he can move is scary. He can catch the football, and he can change the game just like that. Saquon Barkley is the best player in the NFL.
I didn't know who you were going to pick at 1. I wasn't expecting that,
Yeah,
but
I
I liked your reenactment of his backwards hurdle the
Yeah,
best. I mean, your Kate got straight in the camera.
Yeah, good grief. Holy.
That was good. That's good.
Someone's gonna have to go back and like screenshot that or something. That was ridiculous, dude.
I mean, Saquon is like, he's scary back there.
That was one of the
He's
craziest
another
plays.
guy.
That was one of the craziest plays we'll probably ever see. I mean,
I literally can't stop watching it. Did you guys see the video like from the stands of like the Eagles sideline? Whenever
that was
Dude,
awesome.
It's literally grown men who play football their whole life reacting like that. I mean, it's that play that will probably never happen again. But you're gonna have all these kids trying to reenact it and just looking like idiots.
Yeah, I do not think that that'll ever happen in the league again, because like he's literally backwards. Somehow sees exactly how.
Let's see it again.
Dude,
All right.
All right, yeah, BB's kind of freaking me out here.
Yeah, I think he liked it.
I mean, you got up, dude. You were literally even with the Charlotte sign.
But he seriously, he is literally facing backwards. Sees how high the guy is. The balance, like, to come right off of that spin move and to elevate like that, like, we're never going to see a play like that again. That was epic. That was literally epic. Chat, how do y'all feel about our top 5 lists? I believe, there are some really good players. You could ask a million people, and I don't think you're going to see the same top 5 in the same order. Like, there are some guys that we missed, like Tyreek Hill didn't make any of our lists today, and Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, he's crazy himself. I'm sure there's some other guys we've missed in our list. Were there any other like honorable mentions that y'all were thinking about?
I mean, CMC obviously is an honorable mention, but I didn't include him because he hasn't played this year yet. But I was surprised that we all 3 had TJ Watt. I thought that was maybe going to be a surprise pick for me. But I'm glad we all show that guy his respect. And clearly he's one of the most dominant players in the league.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be sexy with the TJ Watt pick, but apparently, I'm glad we all agree at least, because TJ Watt is very scary. Josh Allen didn't make our list. Josh Allen, Thanos, as BB likes to call him.
Yep.
He wasn't on anybody's list today, but he's up there. He's easily up there. CD Lamb didn't make any lists. CD Lamb is pretty scary, but with everything going on in Dallas, it's hard to say that, CD is gonna have a great finish to the season. I hope he does. He is one of the best wide receivers in the league, but that is our top 5 list, and that's what we're sticking to for this week. Like I said, Christian McCaffrey could make some things change this very next week. But as of right now, my favorite and best player in the league is Saquon Barkley, and I'm sticking to that. You had TJ Watt as number 1.
Yeah, I did. I think that it's rare to find a D end that can just impact the game and at such a high level as him. So that's why I got him there.
I was cracking up at Herb's comment.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's ridiculous.
I like TJ Watt. TJ Watt, the thing about an edge rusher is he can literally break your offense's entire game. Like I respect having TJ Watt at number 1. I think Herb thinks BB's list is
that's ridiculous. To bring your point right there, I know Key's new to the NFL and all, but no, I'm kidding. That's a little inside joke. But like 2015 Super Bowl, Panthers were 17-1 going into that game. Von Miller single-handedly ended that game, into the Panthers season. I mean, he dominated from snap 1 to the last snap of the game. It was the Von Miller show.
Yep.
So that's fair. Shows how important ends are, and how much they can wreck a whole game plan for sure.
Yeah, and like you said, I am fairly not new, but like I was. This is the deepest I've ever gotten into the NFL. With being around, college ball so much, and I loved college. Being in college, like I was a college football lover, I will say. But now NFL has really grown on me. But with that being said, have y'all seen anybody actually more athletic than Saquon Barkley? I genuinely wonder who could possibly be a more athletic player in the past than Saquon Barkley.
Zion Williamson in high school.
Zion. I mean, I didn't know. Yeah, he's
in terms
like
of
290 pounds, and he has like a 45-inch vertical.
But has he done you got to make
you can't stay healthy at that size and that that explosiveness. Your knees can't take that, dude.
Yeah, it's not sustainable for sure.
I'm trying to think football.
DK is a freak. DK.
What Derrick Henry can do is pretty sweet.
Some of those D linemen, man, like they're 6'5", 270, 280. I mean, they're just
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams,
ridiculously athletic at that size.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think Saquon Barkley, with my knowledge of the NFL, is the most athletic player of all time. But speaking of my knowledge in the NFL, Maxie is here to test that, as he puts Bryson and I against each other in a 10-leg to the win, to the brawl, finisher to the end trivia contest. Maxie, you take the floor, man. You take the floor.
All right. Well, I hope we can make this a weekly thing. We can kind of keep track of records.
Trivia Tuesday.
So I do have 15 players on this list. We can cut it to 10. I do think
it's just players, strictly players, no teams,
strictly players. The last 5 might be a little bit difficult, but that's just gonna depend on how well you guys know your own team, the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, this is just Panthers trivia?
We have got Panthers receiving yards leaders from 2010 to present.
2010. I was 10 years old.
Okay, well, most of these guys, there's only a couple guys that are like early 2010s, but most of these guys are within the last 10 years. And I'm looking at the list. You know all these guys. All these guys
So
all
what
these-
happened to it being in the last 10 years?
Well, I had to make it a little bit more difficult.
Okay, let's go. Let's fire
All
into
right,
it. Let's
all
go.
right.
So
I'm
devious,
gonna-
dude. You're like
I'm
weirdly
gonna-
devious.
I have a number. Just pick a number 1 or 2. That's going to determine who goes first.
2.
All right, it is 2. Do you want to go first?
Are you so okay? Tell me
So
more about
just
the.
whoever.
Are
so
you
just
picking a
whoever-
random year and I have to?
No. I just got 15 players on my
Okay,
list. We're going to
okay.
take back and forth. You
Okay.
go first. Whoever gets the most players correct wins.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll go
Pretty simple.
first. 2023, Adam Thielen.
Okay, so it's not single season. It's all time. But Thielen is on the list. It's not like one specific season. It's just the all-time Panthers receiving yards leaders since 2010.
Okay.
Okay.
Adam
All right.
Thielen.
Yeah, Thielen is number
So
11 on
so
the
that-
list.
So we just switch it back to me?
Yep.
And like we just rattle them off?
Yep.
Okay, DJ Moore.
Yep. DJ Moore is number 2 on the list.
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith is number 3 on the list.
Wow. Really? He's I
Yeah,
would
he
have thought he
played-
was number
He played,
1.
He played until
No, I know
only
number
count-
1. I know number 1.
okay.
Greg Olson.
Greg Olson is number 1. Oh no.
Devin Funches. Devin Funches.
Devin Funches is number 7 on the list.
Good pull. Kelvin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin is number 5 on the list.
I think I got one in the bag that Key's not going to get.
Jeremy Shockey.
Jeremy Shockey is not on the list.
Christian
Who's
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey is number 4 on the list. Come on, Key, we were just talking about him. Jeremy Shockey.
Hey, maybe
I like the
I
pull.
tried to pull one. I
Yeah.
tried to pull one. Let's see. Oh, baby. Let's go. Oh shoot. Hang on.
3 of these guys are still in the NFL. 3 of the 7 left are still in the NFL.
BB already said Kelvin Benjamin, right?
Yeah. He's not.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. All right, BB.
All right, BB.
Ted Ginn.
Ted Ginn is on
That's
the
a
list,
good one.
number 9.
And then, so 3 guys are still in the league?
I know for a fact 2 of them. One of them maybe. But I mean, he was so. All right, I'll give.
Like,
I'll give
no hands. We're still going.
Okay.
BB, yeah,
Come on.
BB still has some guys.
Okay.
BB's about to run away with this one because I can't even think of who our starting receivers were last year at this point.
They weren't any good. They were not any
Yeah.
good.
So are you?
I feel like the
passing
number
over to
14
me?
receiver is going to be somebody that was. I got to guess for maybe the 14 is.
The
Wow.
number 14 is not a receiver. There are 2 guys on this list are not receivers. So we got a running back and a tight end.
Is it still Key's turn?
Yeah,
No.
keep chat.
Yeah, no.
Up.
Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel is on the list.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good
Number
one.
8. He's number 8.
How many we got
That is-
left? How many we have left?
You have 5 left. 6 left. 6 left.
So, wow. Okay.
I think you should try and get the tight end key.
I just saw a comment pop up. I'm not clicking that comment button. Not doing it.
Just all right. This isn't really a hint, but just keep in mind, Adam Thielen was number 11, right? He has 1,100 total yards. So there's 4 guys under him with less than that from 2010 to present. So just
Okay, then I think that that locks in a couple more receivers. Yeah, it's crazy. He's number 11 since 2010.
BB might have to just rattle off the rest. I'm not even kidding.
Brandon LaFell.
Brandon LaFell is number 6.
Let's go with.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten one of this guy. This guy played alongside DJ Moore, Key, anything.
That was my Curtis Samuel poll. It was with DJ Moore.
Nope.
I mean, was it young DJ Moore or old DJ Moore?
It was probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Robbie Anderson?
Yep, Robbie Chosen.
Chosen era?
Yep. And these last 4, I mean, you're gonna have to get deep in your bag.
Billy Brown.
Philly Brown is number 15.
Eagle Heat.
Really? He has less than. I feel like he should have had more than Thielen.
He is number 15. He had 1,019.
I mean, you said he's not no running. Jonathan Stewart? Is he catching screens and going?
Jonathan Stewart is number 12.
How the fuck is he on there?
Tommy Tremble?
Tommy Tremble, no.
He's been here for 3 years. He hasn't got 1,000 yards. Jeez Louise, this guy stinks.
But think of another tight end who's been on the Panthers for 6 years.
Ian Thomas?
It
Ian
can't
Thomas
possibly be
is
Ian
on the
Thomas.
list, number 14.
Ew. How many we got? What do we got
We
left?
got one left, the 13th spot. Played 1 year. I'll even give you the year, 2015, 1,065 yards.
Jericho Cotchery.
Jericho Cotchery.
Good
Cam,
shit.
yeah.
BB.
Cam Newton took Jericho Cotchery, Ted Ginn, Philly Brown, and Brenton Burst into a Super Bowl. That's wicked. That's wicked, dude.
With an
Not only a Super
absolute-
Bowl, almost a perfect season, 15-1.
Cam
Yeah,
Newton
that
was
is definitely a
Cam Newton was the
testament to how
best.
good Cam was.
Newton
The
was
comment that popped up was Pierce. He said Mike Tolbert. Mike Tolbert. That guy is 5'8", 300.
It's a crazy pull, but I think he just missed the list.
Probably.
So
I
but
mean,
yeah,
what was our
BB
what was our 15th spot?
It was Phil Brown.
And how many yards did he have?
He had 1,019. Tolbert had 771. So,
All right.
yeah, BB with 12 correct. Key with 3. I kind of figured it was going to go that way. Next
This
week
segment is officially called Key Learns Ball.
Well, that's old. Those are all old Panthers. That's how
They
bad
are.
That's how bad we've been in the last
that's
10
what-
years. That's how bad we've been in the last 10 years. That all those receivers were like Brandon LaFell, Ted Ginn, Philly Brown, Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funchess. Like these are all 10 years
That's
ago.
what was what
Hoopers.
was super surprising. Guys that have
I
literally.
mean,
played
DJ was
one
there for a
season.
long time. DJ was there for a long time. He dominated for probably 4 years. So I
Yeah.
mean, It's crazy that
Dude.
Robbie Anderson made the list.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't like poop for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he caught some deep ball TDs from Baker.
He's all right.
He had 1,000 yards in a season.
Matt Rule, baby. Dude, the clip today of Matt Rule actually cracked me up. It was a guy asking him at the podium. He was like, "What do you think's been wrong with Nebraska's offense?" And he kind of just chuckled. He just kind of stood there. This is like such a Panthers answer when he was there. He like just chuckled. He was like, "That's a good question." Gave no explanation. That was it. Like, dude, you're the head coach.
Good question.
It's a good question.
It's like, dude, come on.
We're gonna have to get back and we're gonna have to watch the tape. That's what he always would say. Dude, it pissed me off. You didn't watch the game, Matt? You didn't. We just got mollywopped. What do you mean you gotta go watch the tape? No, we got destroyed. You got Teddy Bridgewater at QB, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, how about the mortal lock last night? Elon to cover.
You didn't say to cover. You said Elon.
Nah,
They were winning. They were winning
over college basketball.
They were winning with 7 minutes to go. It was 71-69. Elon was winning.
No.
Yeah, they did.
Are you
They just
being like
look like
serious?
Dead serious. They took their first lead with like 6 minutes to go, 71-69. And the box score was not active during the game. I was trying to go see what they were shooting from three so bad. But then literally the last 6 minutes of the game, I don't think they made a basket. But until that point when they were up 71-69, I bet they were shooting 55% from three. These guys weren't missing.
And what did UNC end up winning by?
I think it was like 90-76, something like that.
Okay. And Duke, Max?
They beat Maine by, I think they won by like 34, 35. I mean,
I don't even – it was either post-show or at the end of the show yesterday. I said I like Duke over and UNC over, and those both cashed with absolute ease.
Yeah. I mean, the white boy duo, Flag and Khan, it's going to feed families.
It's going to be scary.
Oh my god!
I did see y'all are the favorites to win the title, and the favorite to win the title has not won a title since the 2008-2009 North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah, that's what's so good.
That is the current
rewriting history.
The current.
Yeah.
Then the tweet I saw was a false sweep.
Nice fake stats. Thank you for fact checking that guy, Keith.
I thought I was going to see Duke. My bad, BB. When I pulled that up, I thought I was going to see Duke.
It was a false tweet then because UConn wasn't even the second best. They were the third. It was Duke, Kansas, UConn.
Those are the current odds for NCAA winner. And then, wait. This is what you're looking at. Cooper Flag has his own category for will he win the Wood Award.
Yeah. I mean, that was really the first time I've seen him like full game. Did
you guys just see who popped in the stream?
No.
Hank Pritchard's down low.
You got a mic, Hank? What's this guy got to say? What's up, Spank?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, dude, we can hear you.
Let's go. Hey, so I typically on Tuesdays, I'm especially not able to join. Just had my last CFP call, taking that on Monday. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm fired up right now. It's like I'm gonna come and join the stream with the guys.
Let's go.
Oh, dude.
Wait. I feel like I'm lost. The CFP call?
He's gonna be a CEO of a $1 billion company. That was his last call for it.
Yep.
No, what are you actually doing?
That's the plan. So actually Monday I am taking, it's called the Certified Financial Planner exam. It is a 6-hour long exam, 180 questions. Taking it in Greenville. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
When are you
I
taking
actually-
it?
Huh?
When are you taking it? Sorry.
Monday on the 11th. It's at 8 a.m. Genuinely do not know anyone that has passed the first time, so I'm hoping I will be the first. Not very promising. But won't lie, I've been working my butt off, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just kind of did like a pep talk this afternoon, so I was
Okay.
pretty fired up.
Let's go, baby.
Didn't want
Max,
to interrupt.
Nah, dude.
We're
Thanks for
wrapping
tuning
up.
in. It's huge. Max, for like context, the CFP is like the exam as a like financial advisor, financial planner. Like if you pass the CFP, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Hank, but I believe that with a CFP, you can trade any form of, like they call them securities, stocks and stuff for somebody. You can be any form of wealth manager, private wealth manager if you want. You can do just about anything as a financial advisor. And that's not like easy. That's not like an easy feat at all.
No,
Yeah,
it's so it doesn't come in right away. I think it takes about 6 months for it to actually apply. You got to fill out a bunch of paperwork and stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I pass this thing in 6 months' time, I can start bringing in my own clients.
You just kind of
to our
start like
team.
trading for Unlocked and like just letting us grow, stuff like that, you know?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
could be my clients or something, you know.
Yeah.
it's
Take
not
on
like that.
Unlocked.
Yeah, you'd steal all our money.
Oh, dude, I know you trust me with your money.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Thanks, Mac.
No, that'd be. Hey, you can trade my stuff. I feel like you'd properly diversify the portfolio. But I'm also good with straight Bitcoin if you don't mind doing that.
Hey,
I got a little bit. I got a little bit in Dogecoin. Hank, think that's a good idea?
Maybe like 2018. Well, I didn't want to interrupt. I was just curious what y'all were talking about.
Oh, we were just talking about basketball, honestly, but you probably missed all of our top 5 players in the NFL. Yeah, we're going to post some stuff on social media and all that, but as a short recap, my top 5 was from 5 to 1, bottom to top. I had let me check to be sure. Mahomes at number 5, Jay Jettas at number 4, TJ Watt was number 3, Lamar was number 2, and Saquon was number 1 for me. And then Max, I cannot remember the exact 5, but I think Max's number 1 player was TJ Watt. Number 2 was Lamar Jackson. Go ahead.
Yep. And then TJ Watt, Lamar, Jettas, CMC, Trent Williams.
So what was who's 1, Max?
TJ Watt.
Pretty strong. BB, who's yours?
Pat Mahomes 1, Lamar Jackson 2, TJ Watt 3, Myles Garrett 4, Justin Jefferson 5. Honorable mention was Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Trent Williams.
He's a beast. He's
pretty darn good.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and close this thing out. We can all kind of chat off stream, but Spank, the next financial advisor of Unlocked, and everybody involved. Appreciate you joining the channel for a second, bro.
Absolutely. Hope to be on soon. Just I gotta get through this thing. So
yeah, we got to talk about Dabo Sweeney. We got to talk about Cade Klubnik and the Clemson Tigers, who might not make the playoff at this point.
Not looking good. Appreciate y'all letting me join.
Yep, no doubt, man.
Thank you.
Later, Spank. Hey, throw the Hank, stick around, throw the fist up as we break out. Today was a terrific Tuesday. It's a terrific trade Tuesday in the NFL. This was another awesome episode. We got our man Maxi Stats on here. We got Spank on here. Me and BB are always on here. Thank you guys so much for stacking bricks on another day. We got our man Hank, who is moving towards potentially one of the biggest things he has ever done in his life. So this entire show is making big moves. We are excited to continue to move forward with you guys. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully you're making some big moves yourselves, and hopefully we were able to make you smile today somehow, some way. And we're going to do the same thing tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Tick, tick, tick.
Boom.
Stream over.